So happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to Chair Yoga. Sorry I missed you last week. I was on vacation in Lake Tahoe and I had a wonderful time, but I'm back and refreshed and I'm excited to practice with you again. So let's begin by getting centered. So go ahead and slide to the back of your chair. You can lean into the back of your chair if you'd like, uncross your legs and plant the feet on the floor. Good. And then as you relax, just go ahead and allow the eyes to close and take a few deep breaths in and out. And we're going to try something. Take a deep breath in here and exhale, sigh it out, making the exhale audible. And if that felt good, do it a couple more times. Sighing is one of the most accessible ways to signal to your nervous system that now is the time to regulate, to come down from any freneticness or anxiety or stress. You might even feel the grounding, like gravity kind of taking you as you sigh. And after a few rounds of that, just to let the breath flow through the nostrils, inhale and exhale. And feel your seat in the chair, your feet on the ground, nice and supported, nice and rooted. And feel the breath moving gently in and out. And become aware of your spine, the skeletal structure from the tip of the tailbone all the way up through the vertebrae to that tippity-tappity point at the center of the brain. Aware of the spine, the support structure of the body, housing the central nervous system, sending signals from the brain to other regions of the body and back again. Holding up this form. And through our practice today, we'll be giving some much needed appreciation and maybe even some relief to the spine. And so when you're ready, go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath and allow your eyes to open up, bringing yourself back to the room. And go ahead and slide to the edge of your chair so that you can sit nice and tall. And today we're going to start with the knees in the wider position. So having the knees just a little bit wider than your shoulders, heels underneath the knees, so that you feel nice and stable. And we'll be swaying from side to side a little bit here. So just give that a try. And if you feel like you need to take the knees wider or bring them more narrow, go ahead and make that adjustment. But we're going to be leaning from side to side. I want you to fall over. So your hands can just rest on your knees to start. And we're going to do some spinal sways. So if you think about the spine, it's a bunch of different joints. It's very flexible. You can just sway from one side and then come back up and sway to the other side. An analogy that's often used for this is a blade of grass blowing in the wind. So let your spine be that blade of grass blowing in the wind from side to side, just starting to warm up the spine and all the muscles that are engaged here in this exercise, the laterals, the lower back. And it's good to mention as we're swaying here to keep your hips grounded on your chair. It's tempting when you lean all the way to a side to let that hip pop up. Keep it down, keep it down. And also a reminder that the neck is a part of the spine, so it can sway too. And as you're moving, you might notice that, oh, there's some tension there, wherever there is for you. And know that we'll be giving some love to that region of the spine, For now, we're just getting warmed up and grounding our awareness for the practice from side to side. A couple more times. And then go ahead and zip the spine up to a tall seat for a moment. Just notice sensation from the movement we've done so far. Good. And then we're going to carry on with some more spinal work. Today's going to be a real spine workshop kind of day. So you can watch me do this once or twice if you would like. So we've already swayed from side to side, but now we're going to sway to a side and then continue forward, rolling forward to the other side and up. And then we're going to keep rolling in one direction. We'll go for a little while in that way. And after a while, we'll go in the other direction. Okay. So when you're ready, join me. You're just going to go ahead and lean to a side and then just fold forward and then swing to the other side and roll back up. And then keep going, just rolling in that first direction. And again, as you're moving here, keep the hips grounded on your chair. That's how you get the stretch. And I'm doing some big circles here. I've been practicing a bit of yoga the last few days, so my body's pretty open. Yours might not be. So if you make it just small movements, just smaller circles, that's completely fine. That's completely fine. It's a nice thing about a lot of these exercises. You can just make them work for you. You just make them work for you. Rolling around on the spine here. And I haven't given any instruction for the breath for this movement, but it is important that you do breathe. Personally, I like to inhale as I sit up and exhale as I fold forward. Let's do a couple more times in this first direction, okay? Good, and then zip the spine up to a tall seat. If you're feeling a little woozy, just focus on one point and breathe for a moment. The world will settle down. Good. So we went in one direction. We have to go back. So when you're ready, go ahead and sway to the other side or roll forward, roll back up, and keep it rolling. Keep the hips grounded and keep it moving in that second direction. I didn't give this specific awareness on the first in the first direction, but again, the neck is a part of the spine. So as you're rolling to the side, let the head kind of be loose here. If it feels okay, if it feels like it's jeopardizing some stability in the neck, don't worry about it. You can just keep the neck in line with the spine. But if you're able to let it droop a little bit, you might find some relief in the neck. We'll be doing a neck stretch later, so if you're not able to get the neck stretch now, you'll still get one, I promise. Keep rolling around. Keep breathing deeply. Now, in addition to just warming up the spine here, I kind of alluded to this earlier. It's like we're warming up a lot of the muscles around the spine. One thing I love about this one in particular is we're really getting into the stability of the lower back. We're stretching it as we fold forward and we're engaging it strong as we pull ourselves back up. Let's go a few more times in the second direction. You also might notice some heat building in the body. That's normal. Good, then zipping up to a tall spine. Again, if the world is still moving, just focus on a single point and breathe with that point. Good. All right, still doing some spine work here. So you can watch me do this a couple times too if you'd like to. And I'm going to turn at a diagonal, but you can keep facing forward. Sometimes it's good to see what's happening here. So the knees are still in the same position. And I've had my hands on my knees. I haven't mentioned this, but this is just for some stability. You can keep that there. So I'm going to take a deep breath in. And with my exhale, I'm just going to fold forward. And then exhale, I'm going to roll up the spine a single vertebrae at a time. The chin is the last to lift. And then I'm going to fold forward again, exhale, and inhale, roll up the spine. Okay, so go ahead and join me. Tall spine, take a deep breath in. And then exhale, hinge at the hips, fold down. And then inhale, roll back up, single vertebrae at a time. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, fold forward. Rolling up. Folding only as far forward as your body feels it's ready to today. Exhale forward. Inhale, rolling up. Creating this articulation in the spine. Let's go a few more times, all right? Rolling up, folding forward. Good. As you roll up the spine this time, stay in a tall spine. Again, if the world keeps moving, just focus your eyes to a single point and breathe with that point. Good. So there is a second direction to go here. And so we were folding forward and rolling up. Now we roll forward and down and scoop the spine back up. Okay, so again, that's exhale, drop the chin, rolling down. Inhale, scooping the heart forward and sitting back up. And you can let the arms and hands assist you with that movement if you'd like. All right, so let's do it together. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, drop the chin, roll down the spine, snaking down. Then scoop the heart forward, sit back up. Exhale, rolling down and lifting back up. Snaking down the spine, exhale. Inhale, sitting back up, and we're just going to keep on going. You can slow this movement down if you'd like. For now, I wouldn't say pick it up. Like don't make it any faster than this. Exhale, rolling down. Inhale, sitting up. Keep the hips grounded. We'll go for a few more rounds. Let's do one more, all right? Exhale, snaking down. Inhale, sit back up and stay this time. Feel sensation. You might be aware again of the spine itself. You might be aware of all of the muscles and groups of muscles surrounding the spine. It might be the upper back, it might be the chest, lower back, abdomen, side body, neck. It also might feel like your spine is awake. It's full of energy. And that would technically be true. and then bringing your awareness on back. All right. So believe it or not, there's still more to do with the spine here. We've swayed it around. We've folded forward a bunch. And now we have to rotate the spine. We have to twist it. And so I'm going to invite you into an exercise. And if it doesn't work for you, I'll give you a second option. All right. So I'm going to come into just a forward fold here. And I'm going to bring my left hand down to the floor between my feet, kind of underneath my face. Now, two options for the right hand. In this case, my right hand. You can keep it on the knee and twist here. And I'm pushing the hand into the knee to get that rotation of the spine. This kind of feels good. You could also be on fingertips. If you have the strength, you could just bring the right hand onto the right hip and twist here. Okay. Now, if neither of those options work for you, what you can do instead is bring the knees into the closer position, about hip width apart, and bring the hand to the outside of the opposite leg and twist looking behind you, sitting up. Okay. Either option will work for you. So, all right, let's go ahead and do this together. If you're doing the forward fold, you'll fold forward. Let's bring your left hand underneath your face. Again, your right hand can stay on the knee or on your hip. Take a deep breath in here. And exhale, roll the right shoulder back, twist, 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 looking up if you can. Breathe. Keep rolling the right shoulder back, no matter which version of the pose you're in. Good. And carefully unwind to center. If you're in the forward fold, just fold forward. If you're just seated, you'll just sit up and center. Okay. But there is another side to do. So if you are in the forward fold, you'll bring your right hand under your face this time, left hand on the knee or hip, and then take a deep breath in. Exhale, roll the left shoulder back, twist, twist, twist. Looking up if you can. If you're just seated tall, you'll just twist to look behind you. Okay. And breathe into these twists. Staying for just another breath or two. Good. And then carefully unwind. And then we'll all sit up and adjust. Okay. Perfect. So if you've brought your knees together for that twist, I'm going to ask you to bring the knees back into the wider position. So again, just a little wider than your shoulders, heel stacking underneath the knees. And we're going to do a neck release here. All right. So you can watch me first if you want to, or if you know this one, you can just join me. I'm going to have my hands on the thighs or knees and fold forward and release the neck, feeling the chin drop in toward the throat. And you can just stay here if you'd like to. The head is heavy enough to give you a stretch. If you want to assist that process, you can start to shake the head a little bit. So coming into this posture, if you're not already, either holding the head still or moving it from side to side. Either way, the chin is dropping in toward the throat, so the back of the neck lengthens. You're just breathing, inviting any stuck tension in the neck just to fall off onto the floor here. Just another breath or two. Now, if you're moving your head, go ahead and stop moving the head. You might even want to open your eyes and just focus on a single point so that any dizziness starts to subside. And then when you're ready, sit up. Coming back up to a tall spine and blood's moving around, so you might feel a little woozy for a moment. And again, you can focus the eyes to a single point and breathe. All right, good job. So a couple more postures. So I'm going to ask you to bring your knees a little closer together now, about hip width apart, heels stacking underneath. And then I'm going to ask you to interlace your fingers, press your palms away from you, and lift the arms up toward the ceiling. Good. We're going to do a spinal extension. So press the arms up as much as you can, reaching through the wrists. Reach, reach, reach. Now, as you're reaching up, we want to engage the core so that we're not just throwing all of this into the low back. So shrug your tailbone under a little bit. Feel the navel pull back toward your spine, and then reach up a little bit higher, and you might start to feel a bit more extension in your upper back. Reach, reach, reach. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Reach. And exhale carefully, release on down. Good. Feeling sensation. And then we'll come into a spinal flex. So I'll turn sideways. You keep facing forward. Hands can still rest on the thighs. You're going to roll the shoulders down the back and turn the chest to look up. Now you can shrug your shoulders here a little bit to create a cradle for your neck and head, but keep the heart turning toward the ceiling. And there is a little bit of the tailbone shrugging under here so that you're not taking the back bend into your lower back. You really want the chest to shine toward the ceiling. And take deep breaths into the chest. Good, all right. Go ahead and shrug the shoulders up to help the head back to neutral. Good. Last posture before meditation. The knees are still hip width apart. Just fold down over the thighs. Your hands can stay on your thighs, or you can hang them to the floor. Feel the neck release, meaning the chin is dropping in toward the throat and the back of the neck lengthening. And take a few breaths here. All right. Inhale, sit back up. Let's go ahead and meditate. Please slide to the back of your chair. Have the feet flat on the floor, and you can lean back or sit up. It's up to you. The spine is nice and strong now, but it's also okay to just want to relax for this meditation. Okay? So taking a deep breath in and out, allow the eyes to close. And as you do so, shouldn't be too hard, but become aware of your spine. You've done so much with it today. It might even feel like it's energized, that there's some light or heat coming from it. It reminds me of a quote or a definition of a yogi is one whose spine is full of energy. Your spine is full of energy now. You just might imagine that the spine itself in your mind's eye is illuminated, that it's glowing with this energy. Again, the whole spine from the tip of the tailbone all the way up to the brain center. And see that light that's emitting from the spine in your mind's eye. See it pulsing, growing brighter as you inhale and dimmer as you exhale. Seeing the spine grow brighter as you inhale and dimming slightly as you exhale. And as it does that, just imagine any tight muscles or soreness in the areas around the spine, the upper back, the shoulders, the lower back, the neck. Just imagine any of that tension just melting in the presence of this light. There's a softening that's happening. Spine growing brighter on inhale, dimming slightly on exhale. Relaxing tension around the spine. And you just might now feel yourself lighter, brighter, more at ease, calm yet alert, maybe even energized in a balanced way, not frenetic, but ready, potent, able. And so keep that inner light with you now as you take a deeper, fuller breath and bring your palms to your heart, rub them together, and take the heated palms over your eyes. Rushing over the top of your head and down your neck, slowly, carefully bringing yourself back to the space around you. Welcome back. I hope your spines feel nice and enlivened. And thank you for being here. As always, I hope that this serves you well, and I look forward to seeing you next Friday. Have a great weekend. Take care.